Greetings, everyone. This is Om Prakash once again from our Shining Star Service. Speaking about the things that really help us to live our lives as the divine beings that we are, coming from the Sat Yoga tradition, which liberates us from ourselves and from the falsity and the manipulating thoughts that we are given through a very process of socialization in our culture. Today we would like to talk about the area they call the third chakra. They say that many people in our civilization have a problem with the third chakra, which is supposed to be associated with the power of creativity, especially through speech. You see, in our society, where speech is so important, we often are not allowed to speak the truth in love or in any other way. By stopping us from being able to speak, by thwarting us, we are actually being attacked psychologically. Human beings are creatures who work together and who live together in communities, and by living together in community, they share their resources and they share their strength. They help heal each other in circles. When we are not allowed to speak the truth and when we are persecuted, lied to, or lied about, what happens is that we cannot share what is happening to us. We cannot share it with the larger group and have it diffused. So those in power, not all of those in power, of course, but the ones who lean toward the evil side in power, don't want us to be able to share our truths. So many devices are invented in order to stop us from being able to speak the truth. Guilt, shame, lack of access to the media, all different things are actually created in order for us to have to hold on to the hurt and the pain caused by others, or else by our own minds, so that we become disempowered and that we live lives that are not daring, lives that are not full of life and joy as life usually is. We live a life that is buried under a foundation of falsity, of lies, of feelings, of lack of self-worth. But we at Sat Yoga in Philadelphia work in order to be able to speak the truth. Speaking the truth is the gift of God. The voice, or the vibrations that we give from the voice, bring life to the world if we are willing and able to use our voices together. And thus we live in a country where freedom of speech is always guaranteed, while others are trying to thwart that speech or torture us and torment us for being willing and able to tell the truth. This can be bad, yes, but it can be a good thing. How can this be a good thing, you may wonder? It can show us that we are on the side of those who have forever spoke the truth. If we take a look at all of the progress in this country, everything that makes it worth living, we will discover that they were all done by people who were persecuted. Everything that makes the world good was pushed forward by people who walked in love and truth and who dared to move forward in peace and love and lift their voices against tyranny and hatred. And so when we are persecuted for speaking the truth, we know what spirit we are of. The spirit of love. The spirit of the Bodhisattva who works to save all of creation. And save comes from the word salvus, meaning to heal. So don't be discouraged, my friends, when people will not hear your voice. Don't be discouraged when you speak the truth and people seem to cringe or get angry. This has been happening forever. It is not up to us to make people hear the truth, but to be willing to speak the truth from a deeper place within ourselves. And that place is from the very throne of the divine. That place is from the Atman, the divine spark within us. That place is from the Spirit of God. The Spirit that comes bubbling forth like a fountain of everlasting life. So one of my exercises I would have you do is to really begin to work on that third chakra. Work on being willing and able to speak. Use your power of creativity to move the world, even if it means saying prayers to oneself late at night, using the voice so that one can be free of all of the tangles and entanglements that we have been given as our minds are being attacked each and every day. On every commercial, on all the television shows, everywhere they create the perfect person according to this world. On the radio, where we hear the perfect voice and the perfect accent, one that we might not have. Or we hear people speaking on a high educational level, so we feel afraid to join in the argument because we can't speak well enough to be heard. And we have been conditioned so much that if a person does not use the quote-unquote right type of English, we cannot hear them. We cannot hear their intelligence. So let us break this falsity, break these bonds, and live a life of love and joy and peace. Live a life where we begin to make a better world by speaking with each other and seeing each other for the first time in love, putting away all of our fantasies, all of our negative imaginations, and coming to that one point of light, which some call God. It is within us to do it. But first we must be free to explore the truth and to speak the truth always. Freedom of speech is very important, and we all have that, no matter who will try to steal it from us. So let us meditate then on the third chakra, and we will use a chant to express our voice this time. The chant just goes like this: Om Mani Padme Om. Om Mani Padme Om. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. It's repeating that over and over helps us to remember that the jewel of the lotus, that sacred part, dwells within us, for we are the jewel at the center of our being, the true self is God. Om Mani Padme Hum, friends. Namaste.